What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information for you guys. Gonna be talking a little bit about some Super Smash Brothers rumors going around, and also the Switch showing no signs of slowing down. And of course, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate is a big help to that. So let's first talk about a rumor about a modder finding a placeholder data for 16 Super Smash Brothers Ultimate DLC fighters. So this is a very interesting topic because everyone's been asking me on my PE lives and just various different things. I do all sorts of Smash Brothers streams and content. Yo, OJ, like, is there a possibility that there are more fighters passes, or is there going to be more than what we already know with the one fighters pass? And this might lead to that, there being more than one fighters pass, or the potential of there being more than one fighters pass. It's not just is it going to happen, the potential. Things change dynamically, especially when you're dealing with DLC. So let's go in and get into the article. Shout outs to Nintendo Soup for covering this one here. So the discovery was made by Mizumi, the modder responsible for the Waluigi and Shadow mods in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, according to him, one of the game's files for Ultimate's World of Light mode contains 16 dummy slots, one of which is taken by Piranha Plant. The fact that Piranha Plant occupies one of these dummy slots seems to suggest that they are for DLC fighters. However, Mizumi did not make any hard claims in the original tweet. Now, I am going to show you guys what Mizumi had to say here on the screen, and he says, quote, "One of the files for World of Light has 16 dummy slots, with one of them being used for Piranha Plant." And he actually put up the file that you guys can see there if you click on the link, which will be in the description below. Now, if the dummy slots are indeed DLC fighters, this could mean that there's at least 10 more DLC fighters coming after Piranha Plant. Now, we do know that Joker is in the works, in addition to 4 more characters on top of that, because from what we know, from what Nintendo's announced in the Fighters Pass. So there could just be some future proofing here, and like I said, things do change dynamically. It's one of those things where Nintendo can say, hey, well, if we do want to add more fighters in, we can do so, and this is how we're going to do it. Right? We're not going to wait till then and say, okay, now we have to do this. We can just make the preparations for that, and if they do come, then here we go, because you know Smash Brothers is going to be successful, but I think that you never know how successful Smash Brothers is going to be and what's going to happen in the future. Are you going to want to make a game after, like, what, a couple years after the game was released? Like, for example, Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. The Wii U was pretty much dying by the time that the game came out, so Nintendo knew that they wanted to get another Smash Brothers going so they can have that early in the life cycle. However, with the Nintendo Switch, much different situation here. We're getting the game in the beginning of the Nintendo Switch's life, and the Switch is doing very good, so there really isn't the urgent need to get another Smash Brothers game out sometime soon. So therefore, you might want to supply it with more DLC than what you did beforehand, and you want to set up for that. So these are the things that kind of come into play when you're talking about potential DLC characters or more than what they can do. I'll say this, Super Smash Brothers is so successful at this point, Nintendo would probably be throwing away millions upon millions of dollars if they didn't say, let's do more DLC after the first Fighters Pass. Because here's the thing, guys, the Nintendo Switch is going to be around for multiple more years, and there's no need to just create a brand new Smash Brothers game in 2 years from now or 3 years from now. To be honest, there's really no need, especially when the last DLC for this is going to drop with the Fighters Pass 1, or the original Fighters Pass. That's going to be dropping in 2020, the last bit of DLC. So to me, there's no need, because you're going to evolve the game. There's going to be new features, there's new content coming in with the spirit boards and all that. So it doesn't make sense for me, at least, to not have potentially more if people want more. You supply what people want. I don't want a whole new game after 3 or 4 years, you know, and I don't want to necessarily not have any new characters after 3 or 4 years in the game either. So that's just my personal take on it. So I do think that there is potential, depending on Sakurai and everything right there, there is potential for there to be more, and I think that this could definitely happen based on how well Smash Brothers is doing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that with some Switch sales in the next bit. So what do you guys think about all this, and would you like to see more Super Smash Brothers DLC fighters after the first Fighters Pass? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and its sales. So far, it has been killing it in 2019. Nintendo is up year on year, pretty much worldwide with its sales. And to be honest, there really hasn't been much new or big games coming out in early 2019, but it's really based off the backlog of games that Nintendo does have. And of course, Super Smash Brothers, like we just talked about. Now, once again, shout outs to Direct Feed Games, who got a little bit of a beat on the Switch sales for the NPD. And guys, remember, NPD sales is the US only. It's not South America or North America or the whole freaking hemisphere or anything like that. It's just the US sales when we talk about the NPD. And the Nintendo Switch had another massive month, and we'll have to wait and see until the official reports come out. But these numbers are pretty much always solid because they come from the same source who gets them right. And the Nintendo Switch had a huge month. 363,000 units for the month, the top system sold, and that seems like a ridiculously large amount of Switch systems sold in the US only for February 2019, despite there not being any big releases at all. Actually, the next closest system was the PlayStation 4 with 280,000 units. So PlayStation 4 actually launched with a number of games in February. There was Metro, there was Anthem as well, and a few other games. So to see the Nintendo Switch have at least 80,000 more units sold in the month than the second place system is actually incredible. And the Xbox One rounded things out with 220,000 units sold. And I think what you're seeing here is a little bit of fatigue, right? Because the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are older at this point, and the Nintendo Switch is continuing to get new users and more new users and more new users. So looking at the year-end sales, we talked about the whole 20 million goal. That was a hot topic for quite some time until Nintendo just revised their sales forecast. But looking at how well that they did in February, and knowing that Yoshi and a few other games are already out and coming out in March, looks like Nintendo can get very close to those opening sales that they did want. And Nintendo's showing absolutely no signs of slowing down at this point. We've got a big summer coming with Fire Emblem, Daemon X Machina, Super Mario Maker 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Astral Chain. There's just so much content incoming, and of course for me, of course, Fire Emblem is going to be the big game, and that's going to surprise a lot of people in terms of how it does. But overall, Nintendo's not slowing down. Great sales for them for the February NPD, and I don't really see Nintendo really doing worse than this month. I think that you're going to see consistently 350, 360,000 units sold plus, especially when the summer and even in the fall with Pokemon and the other big titles. It's going to be great, and this is exactly what you want to see. The more sales the system gets, the more third-party developers and the more money that is going to be invested into the system, so the more that we see. So great stuff all around when it comes to the sales. So what do you guys think about this whole Super Smash Brothers news, in addition to the NPD sales for February 2019 with the Switch selling over 360,000 units? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.